Guys, welcome back to the channel. So I saw these videos on TikTok and I said I had to share with you guys. So this lady lost an Airbnb booking just because she had a MAGA flag outside her place. Anyways, let's watch her video and we'll come back and talk about it.
So our Airbnb guest got here and canceled within 5 minutes and just left. So there was no way that she could stay somewhere like this because she saw this. And she got in her car and drove away and left until we were sad.
So a lot of people are saying that they completely understand why the guest cancelled, right? Because seeing a MAGA flag immediately tells you where the owner stands. And with everything going on in America right now, I mean, especially with the immigration and racism, that can feel like a huge red flag for black or brown guests, right? And some people even said that, they were wondering, what if the owner calls ICE on them, right, while they're there? And that's a valid question. Anyways, the fear is real, but let's keep watching.
I don't really understand why you're acting confused on why she left. You don't think she felt a little bit unsafe maybe staying at an Airbnb with a Trump sign displayed? That would make me feel unsafe. A Trump sign is not just about a political preference, it's more like a hostile symbol representing misogyny, homophobia, racism. And having that sign displayed at your Airbnb is basically saying, hey there, I support a man who brags about assaulting women and encouraging violence. And so when a woman books an Airbnb and sees that, especially if she's alone, she's not thinking about politics. She's thinking if she'll be safe if something goes wrong. Does the host believe in consent? Or if I have the right to make my own choices about my own body medically? And if the person doesn't believe in any of those things, how could they possibly be a safe host? And if it was any person of color or a member of the LGBTQ community, a Trump sign is basically saying you're not welcome here. So showing that you are loudly aligning yourself with a man that has mocked and threatened and literally raped women naturally would make someone afraid or nervous about staying there. And it's not really hard to understand that you're just not a safe space. And by the way, what is with the sign anyway? The election is long over. It's weird.
If you are an Airbnb host and decide that you want to proudly display your Trump and Vance sign, you need to be prepared for people to roll the fuck out. And instead, you posted videos saying, oh, a guest came up and immediately left. And then you zoom into the reason that she left. I'm sorry, you think she was going to feel safe on your farm that's sitting out in the middle of nowhere? No, what we would need is for you to put in your Airbnb description that you are part of MAGA, that you are a Trump and Vance supporter. If not, be prepared for people to roll the fuck out. I don't care about you posting, baby, the comments in that video, people are like 1000%. Get the hell out of there. I don't want to come. You're not going to take my money. And you support Donald Trump. Either take your sign down or be prepared for people to leave. And I hope that guest writes a review for the reasons why she left and why she canceled.
Bless your little Christian heart, outskirts of heaven. Here you are thinking that if you flew a Trump flag outside of your Airbnb property, that would bring you guests and not judgment. But baby, those are no longer any kind of welcome signs. Those are warning labels at this point. Trump flags in 2025 are the new Confederate flags back in the 1990s. You know, that same flag that screams we lost the war, but we're still racist. The one that screams no LGBTQI allowed unless you're Republican and closeted. And if your pronouns aren't yes, sir, or no, sir, then you best keep on driving. You're out here acting shocked that people don't want to sleep on your property when you have a literal fascist flag flying on your front fucking yard. That's almost like walking into an Airbnb and seeing the Klan's entire closet hanging on your fucking clothesline. It's an outright middle finger to black people, LGBTQIA, women, teachers, and everybody else that's been affected by this administration down to its fucking core. I don't understand why they left my Airbnb. Well, that's because she said, not today, Satan. I'm not dying in the fucking extended scenes of Get Out. So yeah, for all you MAGA business owners, you keep acting like flying the Trump flag is a brand upgrade. But in reality, he's the little spirit Halloween of American fucking politics. Loud, tacky, and apparently just seasonal. And always leaves your business vacant. So keep flying that Trump flag, sis. But don't cry when your bookings dry up faster than you fucking already are. Down there. Because frankly, you're not on the outskirts of heaven. You're literally sitting on the front porch of hell at this point, with a 1-star rating and a MAGA fucking flag flying really deeply into the breeze. I hope this helps.
I'm going to sit down and I'm going to hold my hand. No, I'm not when I say this. If you have an Airbnb and you have a Trump Vance sign up, just know that some black people, some brown people, some white people, some people that love education, some people that don't like to be touched inappropriately are not going to want to stay at your Airbnb. Heaven Gate Farms or Far From Heaven Farms or whatever it was, like it's going to be a no for most of us. As a matter of fact, ma'am, if you are the one who booked this Airbnb, please make sure you do your review, because I think a majority of us are not going to want to stay there. I, for one, am going to vote no. I am okay. I don't even want to look at your Heaven's Gate Farms, Far From Heaven Farms. I can't even remember what it is. I don't want to be there. It's a no for me. This administration doesn't like brown people, doesn't like black people, doesn't like people who are some white, some of them with disabilities, older people, people with education, none of them. Why would we want to be there? It's a no. But ma'am, please post your review, because if she takes the sign down, I still don't want to stay. I'm good. Okay, bye.
So I own an Airbnb that has this farm theme to it. And while my wife and I were down in Mexico a couple years ago, there was this guy selling skulls from bulls, so like the skeleton head of bulls. And we thought it'd be cool to hang it up in the house. But then once we got it back home, we changed our minds, because I was worried that we might offend a vegan. Now it sucks, but if you're an Airbnb host, you need to stay away from controversial items, especially politics. Now I am a full supporter of capitalism, and I'm sure it's not difficult to figure out who I voted for. But it's super important to separate your business from your personal convictions. Because ultimately, like what happened in this video, it can be very damaging for your business. Especially on Airbnb, multiple bad reviews from guests can shut you down. But what do you guys think? Should this host take down their Trump sign? Should they just leave it up and not care?
And this is exactly the energy that everybody needs to be on. Don't be putting money knowingly into the pockets of Trump supporters. Don't do it. Don't. I won't. If I know you support Trump, you won't get $1 out of me. And I mean that. Unless the federal government is sending it to one of your red states. That's the only way you'll get a dime out of me. But to sit here and display your hate and be surprised that somebody doesn't feel comfortable staying there? Why would they?
So beyond politics, people are saying that this is just bad business. If you run a business, especially an Airbnb, putting up divisive political flags means you risk losing customers who don't share your beliefs, right? So that's not a good move if you have a business. Anyways, credit to all the creators featured in these videos, and thank you for tapping in when you saw this video. Thank you so much for doing that. I don't take it for granted. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And I want to know, would you stay in an Airbnb with a MAGA flag? Please drop your comments in the comment section so that we can continue the conversation, and I'll see you on my next one.
Yeah, and if I were the guest, I would do the exact same thing. This isn't something superficial like people cannot share a space with others who don't agree with them. I would be legitimately worried that you would call ICE on me at your property. Although I have a legal status, and that will still get me into so much unnecessary and unfair trouble. I'm not kidding at all. That will be a serious concern for me if I see that flag at an Airbnb that I booked. And maybe you will say, but that's not me. I will never do that. And maybe you're right, but at the end of the day, the guest doesn't know you. You don't know the guest. And this is the type of caution we unfortunately have to have right now. And even if that guest is white and a citizen, so she doesn't have all those concerns, she could be a federal employee who lost her job. She could be a researcher whose program lost the funding. Maybe she has a loved one who's about to lose their health insurance coverage. All those are valid reasons for people to not want to be associated with other people and businesses that contributed to those problems. And if you genuinely cannot think of any of these possibilities on your own, you actually have no idea why she will leave, can't even have a guess, then I'm afraid that you just don't have a grasp on the reality right now.